Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we are in Las Vegas at the Sales 3.0 conference. It's my great pleasure to introduce Roy Ranani. He's founder and CEO of Chorus.ai. Welcome.
Thank you, it's great to be here.
You did a great job. What I particularly liked is when you talked about the analogy between gold mining and selling. Can you share with your audience quickly, where do you see the parallel?
Yeah, so when I started my career in consulting, I spent time on a gold mine. And what's amazing about a gold mine is that you blow up the rock, you load it onto a heavy truck, you haul it a few miles, and then you drop it at the entrance of a gold mill. And at that point in the process, you've spent 90% of the total costs in the entire mining site just to get the gold ore there. At that point, you've captured no value. 100% of the value that you capture comes from the gold mill. And that is a single 24-hour process where the iron ore goes through and you extract all the gold that you're going to extract. And any gold that you don't get out during that one shot ends up getting thrown out, literally thrown out into a tailings pond. And so it just reminds me of how much of an investment we make to get leads and to get prospects into a conversation with somebody from our team. And we have one opportunity to create a great experience to extract the value that's there.
So let's take it to the next level and let's talk about the conversation. I think that the salesperson also has an opportunity to dig out the golden nuggets that they can reuse and then refine and add value to the customer. Tell me more about the importance of the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, the sales conversations themselves are, I try to imagine what it would be like to go from not measuring leads in marketing to measuring leads. What would it be like to try to improve customer experience without measuring Net Promoter Score? The conversations that our teams have with our markets are the single most impactful activity that they do that drive revenue. And so that's really what we're doing with Chorus. We're helping put data around it to measure it and then to improve it.
Now, specifically, how does that happen? Or can you give us a practical example?
Yeah, I think, there are two types of examples that we see. Number one is changing the way that managers spend their time with reps. A lot of managers will spend half of their day in meetings with reps. They might actually be leading most of those calls. The second group of managers that we see may join calls, but they let the reps lead the conversations and then they give them coaching and tips afterwards. That second piece is a lot more scalable. And so when you activate a conversation intelligence platform like Chorus, all of a sudden your managers no longer need to join all of those calls. We can get them to a point where they're observing, we're feeding them the most impactful calls that they should be paying attention to. And then once they provide that coaching, instead of it going just to one rep, they can share that across their entire team to their entire organization. And so it creates real leverage for managers.
Can you give me a couple of examples on what is the sort of the impact of Chorus.ai on the bottom line?
Yeah, I mean, we talked earlier today about ramping new hires. We see two models of ramping. One is in a more classroom setting where reps are being taken through content and materials. Option number two is when they are reviewing or virtually shadowing real reps on real deals from the last quarter. What we found is when you take reps through an active learning process like that, their ramp time gets cut in half. The other example that we've learned, and we actually did this in partnership with the University of Texas, Dallas, with Dr. Howard Dover, is we found that by implementing Chorus with his students, and these are brand new professional sales students, not only did the average performance of the team improve from getting access to best practices of what other students and reps were doing, but most shockingly, the standard deviation or the variability was cut in half. And so when you think about that distribution of performance, it's about tightening it up by helping everybody learn from one another and what's working.
You accelerate the whole sales process. Thank you very much for sharing your information with the audience at Sales 3.0, and I invite you to visit Chorus.ai. Thank you, Roy.
A pleasure. Thank you.